How's it going, everyone? Dr. Rob, how you doing? A beautiful day. See my fertility, fertile fireside chat. All right, CD. All right, I'm just keeping it short. KZ, Peterson, how are you guys doing? And more. And yes, Dr. Kiltz, I'm serious and live, trying to share some thoughts and ideas how we can all make a more fertile life. But at See My Fertility, it's really about helping create babies, right? And whoever's suffering, hello, Nicole, hello to you. Let's see, I think we got Facebook and YouTube and Instagram, and welcome and thank you. Let's just make sure I'm all properly set, that everyone can see me and join in. I got to make sure I'm turned down on this device. And it's another beautiful week. Winter time has set in. It's cleared up. We're still traveling easily to upstate New York. Let's see. Anissa Milaris, hello. Latin peanut butter, hello. Talk about ovarian PRP. All right. So inflammation damages all our organs, the testicles, the ovaries, the brain, the kidneys, the liver, the everything. Platelet-rich plasma is an attempt to bring in some stem cells and anti-inflammatory products to reduce inflammation and regenerate ovarian egg production. It's an transvaginal or transperitoneal or even laparoscopic procedure where you inject your own platelet-rich plasma that may help regenerate some of those stem cells. I don't know where it lies exactly. It's not that expensive. I think couple $1,000. It does require just, again, a light anesthesia. I recommend. We spin down your blood, collect the platelet-rich plasma. We do a lot of intrauterine, which I think is really good. Dr. V's been playing a little bit with intratesticular for the same reason. Reduce inflammation in the testicles, in the ovaries, in the pelvis, in the bowels, in the body, which will help bring back your ovarian function. The problem is if you're in menopause, it may not have the benefits. But if you have diminished ovarian function, DOR, there it may have some real benefits also. Nicole, Agatha, Ashley, Jessica, good morning. Lily, good morning. Michelle, Pinky, good morning. Logan, how's everyone doing? God bless. Thank you for joining me in sharing some crazy thoughts and ideas that I've been learning over many years of training and practice. And there'll be 40 years between UC Davis and here we are today at CNY Fertility. I'll be 65 in March and doing Kiltz's keto lifestyle, which has changed everything for me and made it so much better. All right, Kaylee, morning. Let's see. Started my stim meds. Let's see if I guess. All right, let's see here. Started my stim medications Friday. I'm doing 150, 75 to 300 HCG overstimulated. Will I have to stim longer or just I'm telling you, these lower dose protocols that I think we call them minis, I've seen making the same amount of eggs easily. So this idea that we're going to get fewer with a lower dose isn't true. Quite often, just that lower dose. I love letrozole 10 plus either 200 of gonorrhea plus 20 of HCG, or letrozole 10 plus 150 of gonal and 75 of Menopur is a beautiful sweet spot for almost everyone. So more gonadotropins doesn't make more eggs, and we want quality over quantity, but I've seen lower doses make more. So the things that I've been really purporting as better is lower dose makes as good or more, sequential stimming, so doing more than one stim and retrieval. After retrieval, duo stim 5 to 7 days, or maybe 4 to 8 days window. You can restart to do a do stim, do a freeze-all, either a cleavage stage, day 3, or a blast stage, day 5, 6, or even day 7 in some cases. 2B normal 2, Brittany, Danielle, how you doing? Good morning, soon to be Mrs. Merritt. God bless you guys. Relationships are challenging. We need to work at them every day. We need to work on ourselves every day. This guy needs to work on myself infinitely, always, always, always. Alicia, why do some women constantly develop cysts or polyps even after back-to-back hysteroscopies? There's a tremendous amount of inflammation in these beautiful Ferraris. The inflammation, even though you remove what you thought was the inflammatory outcome, a polyp, a cyst, even fibroids or endo, they can come back pretty quickly. So that's the kind of the craziness of this story. What we really want to work on is reduce the inflammation. So Kiltz's keto lifestyle is 1 meal, 1 snack, high fat, low carb, low protein. And I know it's really difficult to understand, but basically the fat reduces inflammation. 1 meal, 1 snack before you go to bed at night, or if you go to bed in the morning because you're on the night shift, it really works. Low dose naltrexone, CBD oil maybe, and slow it down. But go for a walk in nature, do yoga, Tai Chi, light bike rides, stay off the road, by the way. It's dangerous. So I believe that they come back so quickly because we haven't addressed the inflammation. The immune 2, 3, and 4 are for all of us, guys too, by the way. And we're getting the molecular fertility male and female supplements in the ovarian bloom back up online. We've had a lot of it sold, and so we need to get our supplies better. But again, because of this COVID crazy world, we're having to be a little patient in all of it. All right, CD4 FSH39, ever had a positive OPK, CD14, could I have been a perfectly good cycle? I have been doing keto. Judge it Glant, keep keto. These numbers of FSH and LH and even AMHs can be misleading. They're not the end all, tell the right answer. There's lots of different ways to do this and think about it. But what I do know is that these numbers can be turned around. And you check out my Fertile Feast book. I don't think I have one on Amazon, Fertile Feast or Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle. You'll learn a little bit more how to reduce inflammation in the bodies. Also, we've been doing the antihistamine, and I had all this histamine release, and some of the foods you eat are high in histamines, plus oxalates and phytates and glutens and all these things. And if you look at Gundry, the plant paradox, you'll learn a lot about how these lectins and other things cause a lot of inflammation in our bodies. But by reducing the inflammation, you reduce the recurrence, you'll help your eggs and sperm and embryos. You'll reduce the incidence of endometriosis. But the antihistamine, the antimicrobial for at least 30 days. And you can continue it throughout your stim, by the way, until either your trigger or your transfer. And in some cases, we'll continue them through the transfer and the first a trimester, at least the antihistamines. Antibiotics, antifungal, antiviral, we kind of balance them and play with them a little bit. Does your book refer to how to increase AMH? UG ladies, me. Okay, sorry about that. And if I mispronounce any of them, dyslexic, ADHD, and I was a bad reader at one time, but I read voraciously today. But yes, AMH, a low AMH means you have a lot of inflammation. You have a lot of inflammation that is damaging your ovaries, the eggs, and the rest of your body. You can turn it around by Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle. Remember, vegans and vegetarians, add the fat, eat 1 meal a day, 1 snack, and stop grazing. And all these shakes and bars and smoothies are deadly for us. Remember, you want to eat real food as you would buy in the meat and poultry or fresh fruits and vegetables and potatoes and rice, but white is best. Variety is deadly, and spices are also deadly, by the way. All right, let's see. Rhonda, let's see. Is there concern of being on Lupron for 20 days before starting PIO for an FET? No, I'm so typically Lupron for 21 days before starting progesterone and oil, maybe to have a period, but typically you could stay on your Lupron add your estrogen. When the lining is thick enough, you add the progesterone, and then you stop your progesterone and oil, and it works very nicely. For those people who break through with a rise in progesterone on just the estrogen, that's where you need either ganirelix cetrotide or some progesterone or Lissa even to reduce that. I hope everyone's doing well on this beautiful Sunday. Practice mindfulness, read something positive, uplifting throughout the day. And we all have negative thoughts that just like trying to overtake our brains, but we need to practice more positive. CD, how to increase egg quality. I'm 42 with an AMH of 1.3, great follicles, just a natural cycle, 2 eggs retrieved and no fertilization. So this is where I believe it's omnitrope let's see, Cerevital, which is the omnitrope, which is the human growth hormone. This is where I think low-dose naltrexone, kiltz keto, even CBD oil can be helpful. Acupuncture, massage, meditation, prayer, slow it down, cool it down. A high plant-based, low-fat diet is a tremendous amount of plant antigens and phytochemicals that damage our testicles and ovaries. You want to have a high-fat, low plant-based diet. You want to cook the plants well. You want to be very narrow. Get rid of the grains if you can, and eat only 1 meal a day. The fat that we eat, it helps the GI tract. It helps the glycocalyx, and all these things will help bring up your AMH, and also the ovarian bloom and DHEA. 25 to 75 milligrams a day can be very helpful. Let's see, Andrew. Hello there. How can you comment on thoughts on vaginal steaming and fertility generally, and specifically in conjunction with fertilization procedures? So these are usually adding some herbal scented medicine, and if you think it like by steaming them, you're releasing the oils, which are the healing medicinal things that may control the inflammatory effects due to the bacteria, yeast, and viruses. Obviously, you don't want to burn yourself. That can be deadly with steam, but there is a lot of evidence, and Erin McCullough and Fertile Hope Yoga has a lot more information about that. But I think in general, there's some benefits to that. And do you do it every day? Do you do it once a week? I think once a week. A lot of it is, remember, if you're eating the high plant-based, low-fat diet, you're getting a lot of glucose in your body. The glucose goes into your vaginal area through your GI tract in every nook and cranny. It is a benefit to the bacteria, yeast, and viruses that love sugar, increase the inflammatory reaction, and it's deadly for our body. So I think that there's a lot of information out there that, yes, the vaginal steaming can be helpful. I know we've sold those in our Rochester. I'm not sure if we're selling them online, but I'll talk to Will and our team and Aaron and see what we're doing on that front. Microbial, but you do. IVF INVA. We all have different beliefs and opinions in this. And Dr. Corley's excellent. All my doctors are excellent, but we have slightly different. I've always looked at the Greek stuff that they've done on chlamydia. I've looked at the stuff on Lyme disease. It's usually a long-term antibiotic, antifungal, antiviral. A lot of this we're seeing with COVID. I personally believe that these things are very helpful, but the why part of it, I personally believe that the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and even the anti-endometriosis and kiltz keto. Dr. Corley did kiltz keto off a lot of his meds in the past and lost a ton of weight. So I personally believe it's radically amazing, all these things. And I've seen so many people conceive on the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and the anti-endo. The anti-endo is Orlissa or Lupron for 30 to 60 days. And then the letrozole 5 milligrams. I think it's a home run if you're not doing the laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, and that is that other mechanism. If you have endo, fibroids, polyps, cysts, you've got inflammation. If you have DOR, or if you have DNA fragmentation, if you have morphology issues with sperm, if you're having sexual difficulties, painful pelvis areas, urinary and bladder problems, low testosterone, if you have PCOS, it's all due to a high plant-based, low-fat diet and eating like a grazing animal, which is killing all of us, unfortunately. We just have a hard time being open to that. Why such difference? Boy, if you can, because we're human beings. Human beings all have different belief systems, and changing beliefs, radical, right? All right, let's see here. Kelly, hi. No eggs at retrieval, 18 follicles and 9 E2. The estrogen level is not that great. Kelly Cooper, 315-416-9872. Text me, I'll get you a call. We'll figure this out. It either is that you have bad eggs, or the trigger we gave you didn't stimulate ovulation, or you gave the wrong, I don't know. These are the mysteries of this life business of fertility, but we'll work with you to figure it out. I'm sorry you didn't get a call. Email rkiltz@cnyfertility.com. We'll look at this. Dr. Faruqi, Dr. Lutheringer, Dr. Corley, Dr. Ditkoff and Grossman, Dr. Chang, Dr. Verdi, all of us are working on this. When we don't get eggs or embryos, we're here to figure it out and work to help depending on your coverage. High fat, low plant diet, that's it. It's amazing. I personally do a little bit of French fries. Dr. Faruqi and I met some of the global team at the Krebs and Skinny Atlas. Kim and Adam has a great, amazing place. The people that are amazing. If you're in the Skinny Atlas Syracuse area, you got to stop by. But proper, wear your mask, social distancing, all the things are critical. But their burger is amazing. And I too, from time to time, I love carbohydrates. If you check out my ice cream recipe, it's so simple. It doesn't require all this heating and stuff. It's egg, cream, a little bit of white sugar with some vanilla. Voila, high fat, low plants. Plants want to kill you, by the way. The plants make the poisons. That's their mechanism of defense. There's no organisms in the universe that want you and I to eat them. The agriculture world will make like lettuce. It's like, oh, it's just laying there to say, like, eat me. No way. I call it nature's toilet paper. Crazy stuff, isn't it? All right, Gabriela, how you doing? AMH is low. They didn't do any other test on me. I'm 28 keto for a month. Trigger with IUI last Saturday, like I'm being. No. We aren't. Why aren't they doing any other testing? Okay, listen, 1 million tests you can do. You don't need to do any tests. It's so simple. Okay, are your tubes open? Do you have sperm? That's it. That's all you technically need. The rest of it is simple. Eat like the lioness and the lion you are, and you can do some letrozole trigger IUI or intercourse cycles, but there's so many things you can look at. But what test needs to be done? Zero. I've seen so many people simply go to the lifestyle plan and babies galore. So we can be glad to do more testing, but I've seen the testing actually is more misleading. Well, what does this mean? And what does this mean? And what does this mean? I know it sounds ridiculous, and I'm sorry, this is my opinion, that more testing is just spending more money, all right? You either keep having sex, you do IUI, or you do IVF. If you look at all my stuff, what do I recommend? HSG, sperm count, make sure you have sperm. Do a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy to look for endo. But what do you and I and all of us control more than anything? What goes in the mind and goes in the mouth. But hold faith. And remember, we're looking and learning from all the mistakes that all of us make. We're human beings. We absolutely are never intending to mislead anyone. We're only putting a ton of shit information out there to give you something, but sometimes it's like a fire hose at this. But we will do everything we can, God, to help you find that answer, by the way. All right. Laparoscopic removed tubes was damaged with the endometrial and septic and loop around for 10 days. Okay, Sherlyn, hi there. After laparoscopy, removed tubes, endometrial, take loop around 10 days. How can you be saying can't that 10 days? Can you explain, can that help? Well, all right, remember, if you're removing those things in your body that are inflammatory or carry a lot of inflammation, a fallopian tube, even though you might have clamped them, they still may be releasing the toxic stuff. And by removing the bad tubes, you're going to help reduce the inflammation. You're going to allow the blood flow to do what it's supposed to do, improve your uterus, improve your eggs. That will help you conceive with IVF. Obviously, if you have two bad tubes, you remove them both, you need IVF. But if you have one bad, one good, get rid of the bad one. I've seen so many spontaneous pregnancies by doing that. Megan, how often do you do a hysteroscopy? Had one in March, just a fourth failed transfer, tubes clear, doing keto, both lap and hysto are all clear. You might think about doing an ERA, endometrial receptivity assay. You might think about the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and maybe even the anti-endo for 30 days, even though visually we didn't see it. Remember, inflammation is microscopic, that we do know. And how do we remove the macroscopic inflammation? Well, it's really what you do here and how you move the body. It really is amazing. CBD oil, boy, the CBD is like the banks, and it's really, we're working on the CBD, by the way. Go to CB Distillery, but we may be having some other options to help the CNY CBD or molecular fertility CBD get to you guys, because we think it's really important. I can buy CBD, but don't know what type to buy. No THC or extremely low. And depending on where you work, you might have restrictions in using CBD. Don't forget, low dose naltrexone, 3 to 4.5 milligrams. I think the 3 to 4 is good in all of this. We're working on some changes. Keto, kiltz is keto. The keto health and lifestyle is kiltz. Now, again, I'm making it up. You can download my most recent books. Look at the daily intentions, inspirations. I work to share them every day. I do a lot of reading. I've been reading Carolyn Larson's, is simply 1 minute devotions for women, whether you're Christian or Buddhist or Muslim or Jewish or atheist, agnostic. Find a good book that you're going to read every day to instill really positive thoughts in the mind and the body. The Fertile Secret is a book I wrote a number of years ago with some help. And The Fertile Secret is like The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It is what you put in the mind matters most to everything in your life. Who doesn't have troubles? Dead people. And we're all going to be there. Currently, we're in the above the ground world, but eventually we'll become the fertilizer. But before we're fertilizer, use the fertilizer we're creating more in your life, by the way. HCG wash effect, false positive, home pregnancy test. No, I don't think the intrauterine HCG wash affects that, by the way. But we do a lot of, remember, PRP, HCG, and Neupogen washes. The weekly washes of PRP and maybe even Neupogen may help thicken those linings, but ask our doctors, hey, I would like to try the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and maybe the anti-endo. I would like to do an ERA. I would like to do a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy. Talk to your OBGYN and we'll be glad to work with you and help make that happen, by the way. Let's see. I hope everyone's doing, you go Ema. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kuamu, good morning to you. I feel very, very blessed and lucky, and thank you to Tia for giving me the time and the space to share with you guys. And remember, all of us are challenged in our day-to-day relationships with ourselves and our partners in our lives. Every day, find a way to share gratitude and love with the mirror and all the people around you. And sometimes, yes, we all get a little crazy. That's our nature because we're human beings. I've been drinking this 16,000-year-old water, which is mineral water, non-carbonated, but we need more magnesium and sulfates and all of these, and zinc and all these. Mineral water. That's what we need, not distilled. Finance an ERA, the biopsy we can for the ERA, but not through iGenomics. So you're going to have to pay for that outside. Let's see. Mandy, thank you for your question. 12-day T3, 2 frozen embryos, still getting negatives at home. What can I do different next time? 1 embryo died during thaw, and we transferred other 2 remaining, so we have to start all over. So our other 2. So, okay. Kiltz's Keto Lifestyle and the Fertile Feast. Read the books. Watch my lives. Go back and look at all of this. Remember, you and I were all the Ferraris, we're the Temples, we're the Lionesses and Lions. If what you did didn't work, be open to something new and different. Mini protocol, 200 of gonal or follistim, 20 of HCG, and 10 of letrozole. You may do an HGH prime with a little esterase prometrium. Don't forget the ovarian bloom and the molecular fertility for males and females. Don't forget Kiltz's keto. And if you haven't done a laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, or an ERA, ask and say, hey, I'd like to do these things. We need more egg donors. We're working on sperm donors and our donor embryos and gestational carriers. All of us have to work together on how to do that. But look at our immune 3 and the level 4 IVIG, 20 to 25 grams every 2 weeks, starting about a week or 2 prior to transfer and until about 14 weeks. Or Humira and Humira, all these things are the next level. We can do all the blood work and look at it, but all diseases are caused by inflammation. Sorry, that's it. The leading cause of inflammation is stress in the mind and stress in the mouth, doing a high plant-based, low-fat diet. We are civilized, but in order to be civilized and have all the grass and grains to eat, you need slaves, soldiers, and peasants, and that's what we developed. But remember, you are the leader. You are the king and the queen of your life, no matter where you're at or where you're coming from. Now, read it and learn how to eat properly. 1 meal, high fat, low carb, low protein. Again, that's the way, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, or carnivarian. Whatever you choose, you want to choose something different than what you're doing. Again, I am absolutely wholeheartedly honor everyone's choice of food, but I want to help you find a narrower way, because boring is the best way to the baby. That's crazy, right? All right, Deanna, is antimicrobial antibiotic protocol the same thing? Yes, so the antibiotic is an antibiotic, levaquin and Flagyl, the antiviral Valtrex, and the yeast, the diflucan, bacteria. So it's bacterial, yeast, and fungal. The antifungal is the diflucan that we're using. But yeah, so when we say antibiotic, but a lot of times we'll use things like we'll use the doxycycline or the Zithromax, but it might be Keflex or others as an antibiotic, or again, the Valtrex or the diflucan as the antiviral and antifungal. But they're slightly interchangeable, but the antimicrobial covers all of them. And Dr. Corley or in doctors, I know you don't believe in that, but this is what I would like to do, because we are here listening and you guys have access to more stuff. If you bring in a protocol, we'll do the agonist antagonist conversion. We do a combination of HCG and lupron trigger. If you have a high estrogen and we have to lower it because we have to trigger with HCG, we've got to coast you a little bit. We don't do retrievals and transfers on Sundays. Monday through Saturday works well. We have found that you could push later and it works. I do recommend that we all should be thinking about getting the COVID vaccine. Now, again, do you want the virus or the vaccine? But ultimately, it's your choice. I'm only giving you my opinion. Dr. Faruqi had the Pfizer had a big reaction, but he's fine. I think the Moderna may have less, but I don't know that enough. But I'm only giving you my opinion. Usually, I'd say get your shots and get going. If you're pregnant and you're high risk, keto. And when you're pregnant, kiltz's keto is amazing. And I found this really amazing baby formula, which is basically bone broth with the gelatin and the liver. It's amazing. Remember, it's fat. Let's see what I was looking at. A necrotizing enterocolitis. Guess what? It's a food allergic reaction. That's all it all is. And basically, the babies are being fed formula. And I know my daughter, PR, had terrible bowel problems and vomiting as an infant because we fed her formula. So my bias is that there's so much. Milligrams of CBD. Let's see. The 1,000 milligrams, I think 500 to 1,000 milligrams, and in a vial. I don't know if I have any CBD here, and I apologize, but it's usually 1 to 2 dropperfuls a day, once or twice a day. That's a good start on all of that. Let's see. All right. Hey, Becky Ann, how you doing? Take for donor IVF is it different when using own eggs due to retrieval, etc. Becky Ann. So in order to prepare your body for an implantation of an embryo, estrogen, progesterone, or you ovulate naturally and we post-ovulatory transfer at the right timing. So that's how a lot of that works. Selling CBD, we are working to get the CBD in everyone's hands. It's a bank problem more than anything. All right, Melissa recommend to remove inflammation fast. Go on a fast. The fastest way to reduce inflammation is to go on a fast. I eat 1 meal a day. If you go 2 to 3 days, remember the bowels are filled with decomposing, digesting, methane producing, alcohol producing plants. And the bacteria and the yeast love it, but go on a fast. 1 meal, 1 time a day, no snacks. It's 21 days to build a habit, but I'm working on 30 minutes a day and 30 days. For me, it's my meditation and prayer, visualization. I eat in just 30 minutes. That's it. I don't get 3 hours or 6 hour windows. I think it's idiotic. The fastest way to get rid of inflammation, boom, is go on a fast. This intermittently fasting is meaning I intermittently don't eat. I call it intermittently feasting. That's the key, by the way. All right, let's see. Any tips for Hashimoto's and staying pregnant? Okay, so everything I talk about is pre-pregnancy, pregnancy, and the rest of your life, by the way. This is the lioness and the lion king plan. The king and queen of life in the temples. We are the most valuable, expensive entity you could ever imagine. That's it. Science is sneaky. We give you ideas that we've doubly checked and done all the studies, and now we know the answers because data has proven it. Bull, you know what? Bull caca. It is so simple, all right? So if you want to get rid of Hashimoto's, get rid of inflammation, and you want to stay pregnant, stay kiltz's keto lifestyle. That's the trick. Plants, their mechanism of combating all those herbivores and omnivores is to disrupt their reproduction and kill them. Whether it's cancer, arthritis, psoriasis, or anaphylactic reaction, even the fish want to kill us, by the way. That's the craziness. But Hashimoto's is inflammation of the thyroid gland. It is so common, it's ridiculous, right? But simply getting rid of inflammation will take care of the thyroid also. Poor embryo quality, same thing that causes bad sperm, bad eggs, bad embryos, miscarriages, everything. Look at I'm Italian Mediterranean. I loved salad and pasta and all the variety. I grew up in LA. The mother of my daughter, we were Mexican. I loved Mexican and I loved all food, but it was deadly for me. It caused all my bowel problems, migraines, arthritis, psoriasis, kidney stones, backaches, everything, even low testosterone at one time. Keto, high fat changed everything, and it'll take care, make better eggs, better sperm, better embryos, and a baby in your arms. Now, but remember, if it doesn't work, be open to donor eggs, donor sperm, donor embryos, adoption, a gestational carrier, or be happy no matter what. That's our biggest challenge, is to find joy and happiness right here. And yes, do I complain from time to time? You better believe it. I complain. Oh my God, Tia, I'm like, please. Don't forget the LDN book. Check it out. It's really, really helpful. And I love these black and red journals. Get yourself a journal and write in it. Write in it. Write of all the beauty of life every single day. Oh, and don't forget Marie and Craig Emmerich. They have more than just carnivore, by the way. It's, look at all foods styles. We're here to support you. But if you're sick and having trouble with getting pregnant or miscarriages or prematurity, it's because you have a lot of inflammation due to a low-fat diet. Angelica, hello. Felix, FET on 111. Now I'm 12. Low rising beta went from 73, third beta tomorrow. You know what? Stay on all your meds. My opinion is, I don't know whether it's going like this, but stay. Always be prepared for success, always. But absolutely, this is going to work the way the good Lord, the creator of nature, has intended, and I'm going to keep at it. Whatever I did, I'm going to look towards what other things I can do, because that's what we need to do in this life. If what you're doing isn't working, guess what? Blow it up and do something different. That's the trick to this beautiful life. Journey to baby. This will be the third transfer. Second, we found hydrostopics and removed it. Awesome. Been transferring 2 untested embryos each transfer. All right. Level 4, IVIG Humira. Level 3, Neupogen, Plaquenil, Prograf, high-dose steroids, Lovenox, PRP, HCG, Neupogen washes, intralipids. Thank you, Lord Creator, for this day. I'm so blessed to be in this life with you. I'm grateful. No matter what happens, remember, no matter your size, shape, age, weight, color, gender description, whatever we judge about us or anyone else, blow it up. Being overweight, as we've created this description, is wrong. The cause of disease is not fat, it's plants. And the plants and the low-fat diet is deadly for us human beings. And that's a really difficult one to get. And I know. But basically, fat is the only fuel for the Ferrari that we are. And when you eat fat in the bowels, it lubricates, it allows you to move your bowels nicer and easier. And you'll use a lot less toilet paper because you go a lot less. And listen, don't freak out because it's not happening all the time. Be patient. You can't stop shit from happening, right? It's always going to happen. Melissa Hollenbeck, how do I get someone to respond back on FLMA? They sent multiple messages. Portal, you know, the FLMA stuff is a hard one. And we're so bombarded with everyone wanting us to fill out paperwork. I don't know that answer right now, but we'll work on it. It takes time. These things, you know, it's sort of, I'm looking for, maybe I'll third party it. You pay someone else to fill out the paper. I don't know. I'm working on it. I apologize. This Corona stuff is hard for all of us, but we'll get to it. It's just nuts. And I'm sorry, by the way. Kaka, oh yes, yo yeah. Endoscratch versus laparoscopy. I think hysteroscopy or an endoscratch are good. Don't forget, if you're not doing the laparoscopy, that's where you want to think about the antimicrobial, the antihistamine, and the anti-endo. Okay, practitioners, you guys can tell us, hey, I've read this is what I'd like to do. You listen and learn, and you know there's so many great ways to do this. Let's see. Lost faith because my first time only got 2 eggs from a tree. What should I keep? All right, Pinky. God is the creator of everything. All right? Always do not lose faith and hope. Faith is the foundation and it's the pinnacle of the temple. We are all on God's journey, and God is basically our guide, all of our guides, right? You must hold faith first. Thank you, God, Lord, Creator, for the day. Honor each and every one of us through our spiritual beliefs. And if you consider yourself an atheist or an agnostic or theist, it doesn't matter. In all of us is the energy and vibration of God. That's it. Solid and straightforward. But that's where reading and listening and learning. I read a lot of, see if I've got, between Carolyn Larson and Sarah Young and Jesus Calling. Again, it doesn't matter your religion. Pick some philosophy every day. Get your journal out. Write about it. I love this guy. Another one I really love is Don Curtis, Helping Heaven Happen. But again, it's just an amazing, amazing life we're all living. The fact that we're alive and on this crazy journey of infertility and feeling the pain and the discomfort and the anger, fear, worry, and regret. You gotta sign it like it's getting in the mud and be in the mud and bathe in the mud of the challenges every day. But do not lose faith. It's the foundation for all of us. Krista, advice for trying to conceive with ulcerative colitis. Okay, necrotizing enterocolitis. I'm telling you, it's it. But number one, you're eating the wrong food. As time goes on, these damages and diseases cause the eventual death to so many and too many of us. But if you look at Kiltz's keto lifestyle, look at Marie Emmerich's stuff, the cause of ulcerative colitis and every disease is your diet. Sorry, it's as simple as that. And your infertility is all related. It's inflammation. So I know we think every disease is caused by something unique and different. And my DNA has this disease and your DNA has that disease. No way. The cause of all disease is what we put in here and in here. What we breathe, what we drink, and what we eat. And what we bathe ourselves in. Well, all this stuff we put on our body, it gets into our body, right? And ulcerative colitis is because you're putting into your bowels food for an herbivore. But we're carnivores mostly, or we're long fasters, right? The more you fast, the less frequently you feast. That is it. And so if you go to Kiltz's keto lifestyle or the Fertile Feast book on Amazon, you'll learn a lot. But in general, I have no disrespect to the GI doctors. They're really amazing people, but I think everyone, they got it all wrong. Diet, and we're all dying from our diet that's healthy. Fruits, fiber, vegetables, lean meats, but no red meat, because red meat causes all disease. No effing way, my friends. So it may be a laparoscopy, a seroscopy to look for endo, but it may be the antihistamine, the antimicrobial, and the anti-endo. But it's either going to be IUI or IVF or on your own, but it's always going to be one immunologic factor. But the number one thing is the stupid ass diet. I know. Can I not shut up? Right? Let's see here. Let me come on. COVID vaccine while taking stims. You know, I don't know that real answer, because if you get the vaccine and you get sick, I would usually say wait on that one, but we don't know that answer. But if you're pregnant, you get it. So my general bet is it's probably okay. But we don't have enough data, and I'm not a data guy, but sometimes it's a leap of faith. Faith, remember, is the foundation of all creativity. Leap into it, my friends. Let's see. Tawana, how you doing today? Thanks for the questions. Let's see. August due to DNC and last August SAB, miscarriage, spontaneous abortion. no cycle, have all of the symptoms of monthly at FET in December, transferred 3, donor rate transferred, failed. Month and a half to my line to get to 7-1, never happened. I believe that I'm now at Asherman's. I had my surgeries to uterus within the past 5 years. So this is where I think kiltz is keto, one meal, high fat, low carb, low protein. This is where LDN, CBD, the molecular fertility supplements. This is where I think the PRP, intrauterine, Nubigen, and maybe even monthly lipids, IVIG, and this is where I think the Viagra plus the Nubigen and the PRP can be very helpful to help build that lining back. But don't forget laparoscopy, hysteroscopy, or the medical treatment for endo, which is either Lupron or Orlissa for 30 to 60 days plus letrozole, can be very helpful. Oh, Michelle, I'm so sorry about the ruptured ectopic. We had a laparoscopy hysteroscopy in July. So, unfortunately, negative pregnancy, a miscarriage, ectopics are all part of the risk of this business. But if they haven't removed your tube, maybe remove it and then go again. This is a persistent path. And that's one thing. I'm like the ever-ready energy bunny. I am like nonstop. ADHD, hyperactive attention deficit, dyslexic, and that's my nature. I love to get in the pottery studio, the painting studio, and I'm really working on our Sarasota, Florida, working continually on our Buffalo, on our Colorado, Atlanta, Dr. V, getting stuff going down there. So really excited about all of it. But until I die, going to keep at it. One day I will be fertilizer, and I'll be back on the other side of the creativity, the yin and the yang, which is the above and below. And fertilizer is critical for life, by the way. Let's see, Chantel, multiple laparoscopy for labs for endo 2 years ago, and I'm about to have a transfer on Friday. Would I benefit from keto now? Listen, you guys, everyone benefits from keto now. Keto is king. Kiltz is keto, king lifestyle, queen lifestyle, because the queens run everything, guys. I'm sorry, without them we'd be doo-doo. And so the feminine is what we men desire, right? We are looking for the feminine to complete our nature. And remember, it's feminine energy which is critical to life. You can't reproduce without it. I'm sorry. But yes, kiltz is keto now, while you're pregnant, after you're pregnant. And when you get pregnant, by the way, you want to stay like a carnivore, eating from time to time. Your baby only uses fat. Sorry, only uses fat always. So remember, we're meant to get fat to get fertile, get pregnant, and no eating 3 to 6 times, one meal. Check out Georgia E. Check out Ken Berry, Maria Emmerich. Diet Dr. Andres Ienfeld. There are so many out there. Dr. Fox, RE down in Jacksonville, amazing guy. Started talking about keto, paleo more than 10 years ago. I certainly learned a lot from him and many others on this crazy journey. But we do not eat enough fatty meat. Fat is where it's at. But if you're vegan or vegetarian, you got to add the fat and keep the carbs low and cook them well and eat only 1 time a day. All right, let's see. How do I fast if I have to take the prenatal vitamins 3 times a day? Ooh, don't take them 3 times a day, 1 time a day. Sorry. Enough of this 3 times a day garbage, 1 time. But a little coffee, water, tea, and water. You know that we are making alcohol in our bellies from fermenting carbs and fiber, which causes all the damage and disease, by the way. But find a supplement 1 time a day. That's all we need. This 3 to 6, no way. No way. All right. Michelle Richards, how you doing? I'm working on Sarasota. I've got an energy. So I want everyone to visualize energy for Florida and Sarasota. A perfect, amazing spot that we can begin to provide amazing care and help provide affordable, integrative, quality, and equal access for everyone. I became a physician to help people. Yes, I've been mightily blessed in my mission of this life, and I cannot be more grateful ever in my life to where I've come from and where I've landed. But we have many more fertile grounds to continue to feed and seed, and let's keep that prayer going forward. By the way, remove damaged tubes. Let's see, should you remove damaged tubes? I believe, Sarah Elizabeth, yes, I believe that. Now, again, it's not everyone does, and sometimes someone misses. Oh my God, did you know I had a hydrosalpinx? Not always. But this is where I say, listen, go to your OBGYN, get all your testing. We list it there. Get your HSG, your laparoscopy. Guys, get off the treadmill and slow it down. Okay, do some light weights, do some Tai Chi yoga, do some of this stuff, right? You know, I don't know, but slow it down and cool it down. I'd say exercise in general is not good. Get into the pottery, painting, get in the music studio. Make some music today. Not too loud to bug the neighbors, by the way. Fresh transfer, I haven't had a saline ultrasound after retrieval, no tubes. Christina K0000, you don't need it, the saline sonogram, the hysteroscopy, but it may be helpful. Depends on the cause. Hysteroscopy, DNC, plus the antimicrobial, antihistamine, and maybe the anti-endo for at least 30, with a little bit of human growth hormone or some Cerevital, along with the molecular fertility supplements, I think can be very helpful. But should consider, this is where day 3, cleavage stage freezing, blast freezing are all good. If you want to do PGS testing, it's a day 5, 6, or 7 blast, biopsy and freeze. But PGS testing is not perfect either, but we do it, we offer it for everyone. Eat snacks all day, no way. Listen, grazing animals, we don't have a fermenting stomachs, don't do it. But I drink coffee, kiltz cups. I'm selling them on Etsy, I don't know why. It's nominal amount, but I'm having fun. I got a lot more cups to put out there, and but make your own pottery, paintings, and it's bad art, but you know the bad art eventually makes a run. Lola run. Hi, how are you guys? G23. Do you see more endo with people with thyroid problems? I have lots of pelvic pain and horrible cycles. Look at no symptoms other than fertility issues. I see a ton of endo, but it can be treated with your daily belief systems and daily intentions, or the food you eat, and absolutely laparoscopy can help. But I think if you have thyroid problems, it's just saying you have inflammation. Remember, we all have inflammation. You cannot be alive without it, and we will die because of it. And do we all eat plants from time to time? You better believe I do, because I love those French fries. Mirbeau and Moro's Cable in Skinny Atlas, also in Auburn, has amazing French fries in a burger. I love a burger with blue cheese from time to time. But remember, if you're eating only one time a day, that's the home run to this, by the way. Bridget, what do I have to do to get the SCN done? So I'm ready to transfer fresh, which nurse said it a big possibility directly to stuff in my uterus, and uterus hardly thinning out during cycle. So for those that don't thin out their lining, by the way, I recommend either the birth control pill or Lupron or both, then do a hysteroscopy DNC, and then go right into an estrogen start to get your lining prepared. But sometimes those thicker linings are good and okay. But the hysteroscopy, laparoscopy is looking for endo. Removing endo adhesions can be helpful. But again, it's not always, we don't always see something But remember, everything is happening on a microscopic molecular level. It's all at the DNA level. And inflammation is at the DNA fragmentation, DNA damage. All cancers are caused by basically our diets. Sorry, and it's amazing. A high plant-based, low-fat diet is the cause of all our diseases, and 3 to 6 healthy smoothies and whatever these 310 shakes and stuff are, and fake burgers are deadly, my friends. Don't do it. So let's see. So I would get that done. Look at, if you're getting ready for a transfer and you're not sure it's right, stop. Patience in the process. That's critical for all of us. Boy, this beautiful day is going so amazingly fast. But so G23, I'd say endo is quite likely. Meeting with you in April, Erica. Hi there. It will be follow-up, but first time with you. Very excited. I'm looking forward to it. Journey includes balanced translocation. Men and women with balanced translocations have babies all day long, by the way, even naturally. So you always still have to think about inflammation, inflammation, inflammation. And kiltz is keto lifestyle. Remember this term keto, just get it out of your heads. It's anti-inflammatory. You don't have to be keto, by the way. You don't have to measure keto. And it's not a carnivore. It's not a high meat diet. High fat, low carb, low protein. High protein is not the diet. So and if you always think high fat first, high fat, low carb, low protein, 1 meal a day, infinite meditative moments, that's kiltz's lifestyle. It's amazing. It really does work in health. Look forward to talking to Erica. And all these things, you're right. Every disease, whether it's cancer, heart disease, bowel problems, eye problems, ear problems, kidney problems, it's all caused by the healthy lifestyle we in modern Western culture and ancient civilization has taught us to eat. And I know, but the plants, they're the predators, and their way of poisoning us is exactly what they're doing. Even COVID virus wants to thrive and survive. We're just another piece of fertilizer for it. So everything happens not by a conspiracy, because the universe is continuously creating, and every life form must die in order to create another life form. So when we can laugh at life every day, and I sometimes get a pissy and moaning and complaining, even to Tia some days, but we're just human beings on this human crazy shit journey. Oh, Mrs. Wong at John Marshall High School taught me pottery, and I got to tell you, this was a thing that helped me get to where I'm at today. All right. Patrice Chin Smith, Ovavite, a month prior to FET, 8 weeks pregnant, now almost finished. Get more, stay on it. Yes. We also, our prenatal vitamins, I think, are also awesome. But I would, do you recommend another prenatal? Continue. Ovavite is awesome. Stay on it. Theralogics, we love them. They're awesome, awesome, awesome. So great for Mark Ratner and Jay and the whole team there. We've created our molecular fertility, but we awesome do support them, by the way. Nuvagen, given during stims and transfer. Strong mommy to be, yes, stay on it. I think the Nuvagen can be helpful. A microgram per kilogram, a minimum of 30. I like 60. Intrauterine and then sub-Q through the first trimester may be very helpful. And the steroids, the Lovenox, the Plaquenil, we're treating inflammation, everyone. That's it. We're treating inflammation. And the best way to treat inflammation is mindfulness to begin the day. Thank you, Lord Creator. Whether it's, again, whatever your meditative practice is, but it should always be thank you, God, Lord Creator, for the day. Mindful moments, practice positive. 1 meal at night is my opinion. High fat, low protein, low carb diet is critical, in my opinion. Thoughts on Nuvagen? Yes, absolutely. 1, 2, beside molecular fertility pills, should I be prenatals as well? The molecular fertility supplements they do cover that base, by the way. Nuvagen giving during stims or transfer could be done in both. Sil Nana, how are you doing? A pleasure. It's so nice to be able to communicate with everyone, by the way. I'm working on 2021, more lives, getting Maria with us. getting Ken with us, getting Dr. V with us. Thursday, conversations with Kiltz or Coffee with Kiltz. We've got our Fertile Spirit with Danielle, our Fertile Hope Yoga with Aaron. Nephew Will is really helping us do so many things. And I've got so many people all working together. Yes, only during transfer is good, by the way. I do a lot of Strong Mommy. I'll do it either at transfer and beyond, pre-transfer. There's not one way. There's infinite ways, and we're all weaving the way, by the way. All right. Vitamins, CoQ10, D3, folic acid, omega 3, DHA, maternal prenatals, and this is where I think the molecular female really is helpful, and often enough, the vitamin D, the ovarian bloom, for those that we think have some diminished ovarian function, I think can be very helpful. And by adding fat, you get the ADEK vitamins. We're not eating fat. If you're a vegan, it's hemp seed, coconut. Vegetarian, it's butter and cream. Home run every day, by the way. All right, everyone. God bless and thank you. And yes, all of our doctors sometimes throw me under the bus and say, that doesn't work, Dr. Kiltz. But okay, I've been under the bus, and I've been run over infinite times. I'm okay with it. And but I am throwing some new and different ways, and we've got a lot of energy into Sarasota. I want everyone to be thinking energy to Sarasota, energy to Atlanta, energy to Albany, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Colorado, and beyond. Wherever you're at, talk to your OBGYN in your local area, your REs. We're all working together to find some new and different ways, but remember, emulate love in the mirror and all around you. God bless you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. By the way, a lot of love out to Elizabeth and Amy in Buffalo. We are doing retrievals and transfers temporarily. We got a little COVID and little health issues. We're throwing a lot of prayers out to our team members, but we'll be back very quickly. So again, God bless. God bless. Add Minnesota, MMN. Yes, NMN. Absolutely. NMM for sure. And how possible transfer 2 frozen embryos for twins. Alyssa, it's possible, but I'm not going to guarantee it. Okay. Because Dr. Kiltz said it's not 100%. All right, guys. I love you guys. I could talk all day, and I'm sure you guys can listen to this crazy guy, or it's like, get him off of there. Remember, your health and wellness begins with what you put in here and what you put in here and how you move the Ferrari. Slow it down, cool it down, but be uplifted by the words you put in, you listen to, and you learn this and every day. God bless you guys. I'll see you next Sunday and maybe sometime in the midweek. And if you're in Syracuse, I'll be there this week. God bless to everyone.